Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Once again, it's time for another Dadbod to Daddy transformation vlog, and cuts coming along nicely. I hit 211 today. First time I have been this light since I did water cuts for powerlifting meets a couple years ago. So the scale is coming down. As I said, I knew as soon as I dropped carbs, the scale would start dropping, and in less than a week, I've already hit a new low in terms of body weight. So it's coming along nice. Strength held up pretty good today. I will say what I'm going to do on some of the upper body, I'm going to keep doing lower body heavy, but a lot of the upper body I'm going to kind of go over to a little more reps. And it's not because higher reps get us cut better. It's so that I can not worry if, like my top lifts drop a little. In other words, if all of a sudden I'm struggling with 3 reps on a flat back 315 bench, then, we've got a problem. So to distract myself from that, I'm going to keep the reps a little higher. We're going to focus on just really high quality sets. Plus the other thing is I do feel more chest, for example, on all the pressing when I get the reps up. One of the problems I did run into though is what I've normally said when I'm doing more rep work, my incline and my second chest exercise runs out of steam very, very, very quickly. Because I got 12 rep sets on this 225 bench, and keep in mind, 4 people say that's only 225. Keep in mind, this is flat back, ultra wide grip. This is bodybuilder benching. So obviously I'm not going to put up, the best numbers I possibly would have been able to. But again, the chest activation, the chest tension is absolutely there. And that's what I'm focused on. So for those curious on that grip, yes, my pointer finger is on the rings. So another ½ inch and it wouldn't even be legal in a powerlifting meet. But I'm also not arching to cut it way down. Notice my range of motion is crazy good. It's very, very long. So that's the idea. I'm trying to get that deepest stretch possible on the chest, trying to get those lengthened positions, and just optimize my hypertrophy. So I'm really on bodybuilding the upper body, and I think all my stuff, I'm going to take the reps a little higher. We're not going to try to do 55 pounds on the weighted pull-ups. I'll probably throw 25 on. So on. But I am going to continue to do heavy squats. But the upper body, we're just going to bodybuild everything as I continue to cut, because the name of the game is going to be aesthetics from here. And, I'm doing 12 rep sets with a flat back 225 bench. I'm still going to have a pretty decent bench anyway. It breaks down. The problem I ran into on the incline, as you guys know, if I don't do a lot of reps before, you guys have seen me do the other week, 235 for 5 reps. When I get to this after doing all that other pump work, I really can't even get to 10 reps of 185. So I'm going to have to build it up. So it's going to be my game plan. Work on building that work capacity up in the chest. But it's because the pump was so high, because what I'm doing, I'm touching the bar to my collarbone. And I noticed the first set I felt some stuff crackle into place. Like all both my shoulders just kind of popped into a more open position. And that's one of the things I really like with this. And it's one reason I feel like it helps my upper chest so much. And I feel like it's helping just my shoulder mobility. That really wide incline to where I touch the clavicle, the stretch on that, it feels like it pops some stuff into a good place in my shoulders sometimes. It feels like it just opens everything up, and it puts a stretch on the upper chest that is really quite phenomenal. And if we're going to talk about, again, range of motion and lengthened positions having a lot of benefit for muscle growth, okay, there we have it. Because I want that upper chest to continue to come up. I know right now for me, triceps and belts are probably going to be the biggest priority. So again, picking my tricep movements carefully. So you guys will notice all that pressing does work triceps, but everything after this, my other movements, I'm really focused on getting those really deep lengthened positions. So I've been doing the laying extensions. Let's go back to this incline that I was doing for a little while. I've gotten stronger on it, and sure enough, I was able to maintain the performance. I can't go at 3 sets of 10 yet with this weight, so I got 9, and then I failed on the 10th rep on the 3rd set. So we got 10, 10, and then 9, and then we failed. I tried to do the 10th rep, but it just missed, so I just do a pullover. But I think what we can see from those angles when I go to pick it up, I'm getting leaner, getting thicker. Notice the quads are coming back. Just the heavier squatting, and I feel like even adding the front squatting in, I think that's a lot of what my quads need. Although maybe that 2 weeks ago, that ultra high rep sissy squat probably didn't hurt. I might want to do a little more of that just to finish stuff off. So what I'm doing here, again, I want that deep stretch on the triceps. So I'm counting the pullover as a major tricep movement. So even though it's a chest movement also, I feel a lot of tricep. So on these, again, I pushed these really hard. Again, happy with it. Felt that intense stretch and pump in the triceps. My triceps were lit. I couldn't, like, even the first set of it, as soon as I did it, I'm like, oh man, my triceps were on fire. So by third sets, my triceps felt completely trash. And that's kind of the point, when we start doing some of these really, really deep range of motion isolation movements after we've done our compound stuff, especially because I had a pump already from the other, the burn, just, it feels like someone's beating my triceps with a hammer. So then we really got to that deeper burn here, doing the pullovers, which put the pecs, for me at least with my ranges of motion that I'm able to do, and then that long head of the tricep. Okay, because I already had done that other movement, this was just, made my triceps almost cramp. But I also feel my chest pump up from it too. So on these, again, grip's a little rough because my hands were sweaty. I had to start chalking for this. I did like 30-ish, a little over, and then the last set, I just stopped counting. Right, I got to the third set, I just quit counting. I'm like, let's just keep grinding it out. But the thing is, focusing on feeling that stretch in the long head of the tricep. Because again, the lateral head, I'm doing all that other pressing. And people have to remember, I also overhead press on shoulder day. So we're getting 3 pressing exercises through the week. So trying to get the deep stretch on the long head is really the focus of the other stuff, because that's what I need. Like right now, I feel like, as other people have pointed out, as I get leaner, my weakest links in my physique really are the 3 things that have been named by coaches I know who compete in bodybuilding, who I'm friends with, have been a long head of the tricep, rear delts, side delts. Okay, so again, chest and tricep day, we're putting up as much emphasis as possible on the long head, as much as possible, and then we're doubling down on the side and rear delts on shoulder day. Even though I do overhead press, I end up doing 2 side delt and 1 posterior delt. The other thing with that too, going back over to pull-ups, wide grip pull-ups on my back day will help with the rear delt. So again, making sure that they're all getting hit. Also, all my side delt exercises do hit the rear delts. So trying to make sure that we're getting 3 movements, 3 different angles on those weakest muscles, right? We're trying to get both compound and isolation movements that really target those 3 heads of the muscles, because they're my weakest links. And as far as curls go, I think I'm definitely going to go back to dumbbell preacher curls on my bicep day, because I do need my arms a little bigger. My biceps too, it's not going to hurt. They've come a long way, I feel like, since I've been doing tons of curls and focusing on them, and less on powerlifting. But they could stand to come up more. You never really have biceps that are too big. I just feel like they're more proportionate now. It's triceps that need to get caught up. So again, did my 1 set of hanging leg raises here, which you guys know why I do them. We do them every single workout. We do at least 1 set. So again, I'm gripping it closer, so it's a little less of the shoulder mobility, but it's grip training. It's ab training, right? Because I need more core work. And I'm doing abs every day. So I'm doing a lot of crunches off camera. Like the weekends, I did hundreds of crunches. Just body weight, just normal crunches, like sets of 100 or 200 here and there. So again, doing lots and lots and lots of ab work as I cut, for a number of reasons. Number one, yeah, anyone who says it doesn't make your abs bigger and is full of it, because it clearly does. Number two, because I'm training everything raw and beltless, I do feel like tons and tons and tons of ab work will help with my squats and deadlifts, because I do them all beltless now. Because I feel like, especially on the squats, I need the core work with no belt. And then we did this just burnout set of pullovers. Again, I lost count. After a 30-ish, maybe 32, 31, whatever, I started pausing longer on the stretch, but trying to hit that deep stretch and then reverse it. Trying to get the stretch reflex on that tricep on every single rep. Okay, I want to just double down on that and hammer that. But then I needed to recover, so I'm only doing it all once a week, and then it has time to recover. So again, very happy with today's workout. The only thing I didn't like, I wish the incline work capacity was higher when I get there, but it seems like all the rep work, my chest just starts running out of steam, and it almost cramps, right? It almost cramps up just from the stretch and then the contraction. So I want to continue to work on that. I'm hoping these really high rep pullovers and stuff will help get that work capacity up there. So overall, though, happy with the workout. So I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys and gals next time.